Hello class 10th, hope you all are good. Now children, today again in this video we will continue chapter number that is your 5, that is your electrolysis. And today in this video we will discuss about the electrolysis of fused lead bromide and electrolysis of acidified water and electrolysis of aqueous copper sulfate solution using copper electrodes and platinum electrodes. Okay, now let's start first electrolysis of fused lead bromide. Okay, during the process of electrolysis of molten or fused lead bromide, you required electrolytic cell, electrodes, and electrolyte and battery. Right now, electrolytic cell you will take which is made up of silica crucible. Why you will take silica crucible? Because it is non-reactive and almost non-conductor of electricity, and it can withstand high temperature. That's why you will take silica crucible as an electrolytic cell, right? Next is your electrolyte. What you will take? What electrolyte you will take? Molten lead bromide, right? And electrodes you will take cathode is made up of also graphite, and anode is also made up of graphite. Now just look at here, this you will take this lead bromide, then which is heated and change into molten state. Why you will not take solid lead bromide? Because solid lead bromide is non-electrolyte, as it doesn't contain ions. But on melting, when it change into fused state, then ions become free, right? And then it becomes an electrolyte. Okay, now why you will take the graphite anode and cathode? Because they are inert electrode. They will not take part in the reaction during the process of electrolysis. Now, in place of graphite, another inert electrode is platinum. But platinum also you will not use as a anode, because bromine vapors, they are discharge at anode, and they can react with this platinum electrode. That's why you will not take platinum electrode as a anode during electrolysis of fused lead bromide. Okay, now next is your when you pass electric current through this electrolyte, then what's happened? This lead bromide, it decompose into lead ions and bromine ions, right? Now just look at here. They decompose into lead ions and bromine ions, Pb2 positive and 2Br1 negative. Why? Because what is it? Br2. Now in the electrolytic solution, now you have two ions are there. Positive ion is your lead ion and bromine is your negative ion. Bromine ion, these lead ions, they migrate towards a cathode, right? And they discharge there as a neutral atom. And how they are discharged as a neutral atom? By gaining 2 electron. What is the reaction at cathode? Pb2 positive will gain 2 electron to convert into lead atom. And these lead atoms, they deposited on the cathode. So what is your product at cathode? The lead metal is deposited at cathode. And sometime question may ask, what do you observe at cathode during electrolysis of fused lead bromide? That is your silvery grade lead metal is deposited at cathode. Okay, now next is your you have negative ions, is bromine are what? Negative ions. They will migrate towards the anode. So what is the reaction at anode? Bromine vapors, when they discharge at anode, they lose what? 1 electron and convert it into bromine atom. Now 2 bromine atoms, they combine and form bromine molecules. So what is your product at anode? The reddish brown fumes of bromine vapors are produced at anode, right? So what do you observe at anode during electrolysis of fused lead bromide? That is your reddish brown fumes of bromine vapors. Understood? Okay, now next we do electrolysis of acidified water. Okay, for the process of electrolysis of acidified water, we use platinum electrode, right? And we use electrolytic cell used in this process is called Hoffman's voltmeter. What it is called? Hoffman's voltmeter. And this Hoffman's voltmeter is consist of 3 interconnected glass tubes. Just look at here, 1, 2, 3, and they are interconnected, and the central tube is used for adding or pouring acidified water, while side tubes are used for collecting the products of electrolysis. And which electrode you are using? What? Platinum electrode. And what is your electrolyte? That is your acidified water. Acidified water. Why you are using acidified water? Because what? Distilled water or pure water is non-electrolyte. It doesn't conduct electricity. So you add few drops of dilute sulfuric acid in water to make it acidified, right? Then next is your electrode. Cathode is also made up of platinum foil, and anode is also, you will take platinum foil. Now when you pass electric current through this acidified water, then water and what else is also there? That is your dilute sulfuric acid. They decompose into ions. Sulfuric acid first decompose into H ions and sulfate to negative ion, right? And the same way water break down into H ions and OH ion. So in the solution, after passing electric current, you have 2 positive ions and 2 negative ions. So positive ions is only one, that is your hydrogen ions. Both are same, right? The hydrogen ions are there, and negative ions are sulfate ions and hydroxyl ions. Now positive ions, these migrate towards the cathode, and negative ions will migrate towards the anode. So what is the reaction at cathode? Now these positive ions, that is your hydrogen ion, they migrate towards the cathode and discharge at cathode by gaining 1 electron. Because why? Because it has H1 positive. So to convert into atom, it will gain this 1 electron and convert it into hydrogen atom. Then to balance the equation, we will multiply it with 4, and 2H plus 2H is equal to 2H2. Just learn this equation as it is, right? Now, so what is your product at cathode? Hydrogen gas. 2 volume of hydrogen gas is produced at cathode. Next is your what? Reaction. Now you have 2 negative ions are there. Both will migrate towards the anode. But who will discharge at anode? Whose position is below in electrochemical series? I think all of you have learned that electrochemical series. And the position of hydroxyl ion is below sulfate ions in electrochemical series. That's why hydroxyl ion will discharge at where? At anode. And what is the reaction at anode? These hydroxyl ions, they will lose 1 electron, right? And convert it into hydroxide, which is again multiplied with 4, and 4OH is equal to what? 2H2O water molecule, and oxygen gas is produced. This water again come in the solution, right? And oxygen gas is liberated at anode. And this what is the product at anode? Oxygen gas is produced at anode, and in which volume? 1 volume. So what is the product at cathode and anode during the electrolysis of acidified water? 2 volume of hydrogen gas at cathode and 1 volume of oxygen gas at anode, right? Okay, one thing always remember, electrolysis is an redox reaction. What do you mean by redox reaction? The reaction in which oxidation also takes place and reduction also takes place. And what is reduction? Gain of electron is called reduction. So at cathode, which process takes place? Reduction takes place. Why? Because there is hydrogen ion gain 1 electron, and gain of electron is called reduction, right? So here at cathode, what takes place? What is it? Reduction takes place. and at anode, just here, look at here, it will lose one electron. So which process takes place? Oxidation takes place. So this what's one side, what at anode reduction takes place, at cathode reduction takes place, at anode oxidation takes place. That's why electrolysis is an redox reaction. Okay, now next is your electrolysis of aqueous copper sulfate solution. Okay, and what you are using? Copper electrodes you are using, right? For this electrolysis of aqueous copper sulfate, which electrolyte you will take? You just take this glass container, right? And you will take two electrodes. One is made they are made up of copper. They are made up of copper. And what electrolyte you will take? What? Aqueous copper sulfate, means copper sulfate is dissolved in water. So what is your electrolytic cell? Glass container. Electrolyte is your aqueous solution of copper sulfate, and electrode are, cathode is also made up of copper and anode is also made up of copper. Now what is the electrode reaction? When you pass electric current through the electrolyte, then this copper sulfate break down into or decompose into copper ions and sulfate ions, and water decompose into H ions and hydroxyl ions. Now look at here, in the solution you have two positive ions and two different negative ions are there. So both the positive ions, copper and hydrogen, they migrate towards the cathode, right? But who will discharge at cathode? Just remember, just recall your electrochemical series. The position of copper is below hydrogen. So who will discharge at cathode? That copper will discharge at cathode. Why? Because copper position is below hydrogen in electrochemical series. So what is the reaction at cathode? The reaction at cathode is copper 2 positive ion will gain 2 electrons and converted into copper atom, and they are deposited at cathode, right? So what is the product at cathode? Copper metal deposit at cathode. Now what is the reaction at anode? Now you have two, just look at here, two negative ions are there. So there is a competition between these two. Who will discharge at anode? Both will migrate towards anode. But this time you are taking anode as a copper. Anode is made up of what? Copper. And copper is an active electrode. So it will take part in the reaction. What's happened? This anode will take part in the reaction because it is made up of an active electrode. That is, you are taking copper anode. So what's happened? This copper atom will lose 2 electron and convert it into copper 2 positive ions, right? And these 2 copper positive ions will come in the solution. And why? Because copper anode is active electrode and it itself take part in the reaction. So what is your product at anode? The product at anode is nil. Why? Because copper will lose 2 electron and convert it into copper 2 positive ion, and it come in the solution. Just look at here. In the electrolyte, when the current is passed through this electrolyte, copper sulfate break down into copper 2 positive ions and sulfate 2 negative ions, and water break down into H positive and OH 1 negative, right? So in the solution you have 4 different ions are there. The positive ions, copper ions, they will migrate towards the copper cathode and discharge there as a copper atom and deposit at the cathode. Now in solution, these 2 negative ions are there, OH negative and sulfate ion. Both will migrate towards the copper, this anode, right? But because this anode is an active electrode, why? Because it is made up of copper, so it will take part in the reaction. And this copper anode, what's happened here? It will copper atom lose 2 electron and converted into copper 2 positive ions, and they will again come in the solution, right? Then they migrate towards the cathode and discharge there. In this way, copper ions which are discharging at cathode, now they are on other side, other copper ions are coming in the solution. So the solution of the color of this electrolyte remains blue. Why it will remains blue? Because what's happened? Because for every copper ion which is discharged at cathode as neutral copper atom, right, a copper ion is added to the solution at the anode, from the anode. Hence the total number of copper ions remains the same. Therefore the blue color of copper sulfate, which is due to presence of these copper ions, will does not fade and it will remain blue, right? But if you are using platinum electrode in place of this copper anode, what you are using platinum anode, then the reaction here at cathode the reaction will same, but at anode the reaction will be different, right? And the color of the electrolyte will also fades away. Why? Okay, if you are using platinum inert electrode as a anode, then this time what is the reaction? All of you know that two ions are there in the solution, that is your hydroxyl ion and sulfate ions, right? And both will migrate towards the anode, and who will discharge at anode? That hydroxyl ion will discharge at anode. Why? Because its position is below in electrochemical series, below from sulfate ions in electrochemical series. So what is your reaction at anode? This OH1 negative ion will lose one electron and convert it into OH atom, and it is again multiplied with 4, same as you did in case of acidified water, and then these 4 OH will change into 2 molecule of water and oxygen gas is produced. So this time the product at anode is oxygen gas, right? But if you are using copper anode, then the product at anode is nil. Just remember. And this time, what do you will observe? The blue color of aqueous copper sulfate fades away when platinum electrodes are used. Why? Because the blue copper ions which are discharged at cathode are not replaced at the anode. Understood? In this way, this electrolysis of copper sulfate, aqueous solution of copper sulfate is completed.